Hey folks, Patrick Cooper here with another 3 Songs Thursday series. Evidently that's difficult for me to say today. Anyway, here in the sunroom in New Orleans, Louisiana. This first song is a song that is fairly new to me. It's a song written by Jesse Winchester. The version that got me turned on to the song was done by Buddy Miller, but it's been recorded by quite a few people. It was recorded by George Strait, and then a fella, I believe his name was Gary Allen, did it early on, and he had Willie Nelson help him sing it. I've heard Jesse's version, and it's quite beautiful. Of course, I'm going to have to change it up a bit. The song is generally done at a pretty slow tempo, and I'm kind of doing a little bit of both. You'll see what I'm talking about. The song is called A Showman's Life. A showman's life is a smoky bar and a fevered chase of a tiny star. It's a hotel room and a lonely wife. From what I've seen of a showman's life, nobody told me about this part. They told me all about the pretty girls and the wine and the money, the good times. There's no mention of all the wear and tear on an old honky-tonker's heart. Well, I might have known it, but nobody told me about this part. A boy will dream, as children do, of a great white way till the dream comes true, and a phony smile and a colored light is all there is to a showman's life. Nobody told me about this part. They told me all about the pretty girls and the wine and the money, the good times. There's no mention of all the wear and tear on an old honky-tonker's heart. Well, I might have known it, but nobody told me about this part. Nobody told me about this part. They told me all about the pretty girls and the wine and the money, the good times. There's no mention of all the wear and tear on an old honky-tonker's heart. Well, I might have known it, but nobody told me about this part. Well, I might have known it, but nobody told me about this part. Great song written by Jesse Winchester called A Showman's Life. There have been a lot of songs written about being a musician and being on the road and all that, but this is one of my favorite ones, but there are a lot of good ones. This next song is again a fairly new song written by Bob Merrick and myself. Bob wrote the lyrics and I wrote the music. The song is called Kickback. Jump jack, kick back, look up, stay tough, tell the world how you feel. Be keen, keep clean, help Jill, tell Bill, be the man you know you are. Kicking back, get on the track. I'm just kicking back, I'm no hack, I got no slack. Well, I'm on the attack. Kicking back, I'm kicking back, I'm kicking back. See him, watch them, don't flinch, turn wrench, work till you make it work. Paint well, draw swell, burn good, be good, live like you love the place. Kicking back, get on the track. I'm kicking back, I'm no hack, I got no slack. I'm on the attack. Kicking back, I'm kicking back, I'm kicking back. Kicking back, get on the track. I'm just kicking back, I'm no hack, I got no slack. Well, I'm on the attack. Kicking back, I'm kicking back, I'm kicking back. Get mean, slay lean, run fast, drive fast, bring it home to the team. Hip hop, non-stop, dance, strength, thrill, friend, laugh till you fall right down. Kicking back, get on the track. I'm just kicking back, I'm no hack, get on the attack. I've got your back. Kicking back, I'm kicking back, I'm kicking back. Kicking back, kicking back. Song called Kickback, written by Bob Merrick and myself. Coincidentally, it happens to be a new single on my Bandcamp page. For $1, you can download it. Or you can even pay more if you're so inclined. But $1 will get it for you. So yeah, Bob's been very prolific during the pandemic with a lot of lyrics, and I've been enjoying working with them and with him. Okay. Oh, for the third song, so I don't forget, which I have from time to time. You'll see this is Sun. This is the famous Sun Studios in Memphis, Tennessee, which has a legendary place in blues and rock and roll history. First of all, Sam Phillips, who had the studio, would record a lot of African American musicians because they had trouble finding places to record, especially in Memphis. So they would come in and you would pay a flat fee to do one song. And so he came across Howlin' Wolf, came in and recorded some songs with Sam in the early 50s. And Sam was incredibly impressed with him. And he didn't have then a record label. He later did have a Sun record label. But at that time he didn't have one, so he leased it out to the Chess Brothers at Chess Records in Chicago, which was known for having people like Muddy Waters, Willie Dixon, even Chuck Berry in the early days, Little Walter. So he leased it out, the Howlin' Wolf record, and it did really well, and the Chess Brothers were really impressed with Howlin' Wolf, and they actually then persuaded him to move to Chicago from Memphis, and then he, of course, had an amazing career in blues. But then, of course, later on, people who recorded at Sun Records really made a huge national and international impact. And that, of course, was Elvis Presley. He recorded with Sam Phillips in the early days. And then followed people like Roy Orbison, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, of course, as well as some other great people, too, as well. Carl Perkins, the great rockabilly star, also recorded at Sun Studios. But it started off mostly with a lot of great bluesmen like Howlin' Wolf. So that's my story, which will lead into me doing a blues song. This song, the version I've heard from the most is from Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee. They were an incredible blues duo. Sonny Terry was a harmonica player and Brownie McGee was the guitar player and singer. And they played together for years. Evidently, the story is about the last decade of them performing together. They did not get along well at all. They didn't like each other. They basically never spoke to each other. They just went on stage and did their shows and then left and went their separate ways and then came back when it was time to do another show. That happens sometimes. But they still made some great music together. And this song is called I've Been Living with the Blues, but it actually has had many different iterations of this song. There's another one called Born with the Blues that is very similar, you'll notice, except the lyrics kind of change up here and there. Like I said, this version I heard was called I've Been Living with the Blues, but if you also find one called Born with the Blues, you'll notice it sounds very similar, has a few verses that are the same. But as what happens in blues and folk music is verses get changed around, and a lot of times one song becomes two or three or more sometimes. But this is the version that I've heard on a record from Sonny Terry and Brandon McGee called I've Been Living with the Blues. Rocks on my pillow, cold ground my bed, moonlight my blanket, the sky is my spread. Ain't ashamed, ain't that news? I've been living with the blues. You've ever been down, you know just how I feel. I feel like an engine, ain't got no driving wheel. Ain't ashamed, ain't that news? I've been living with the blues. Rocks have been my pillow, cold ground has been my bed, moonlight's been my blanket, sky has been my spread. Sleep all of the summer, work all the fall, had to keep my Christmas in my old overalls. Ain't ashamed, ain't that news? I've been living with the blues. Rocks have been my pillow, cold ground has been my bed, moonlight's been my blanket, sky has been my spread. Work all the summer, sleep all the fall, had to dig my Christmas, my old overalls. Ain't ashamed, ain't that news? I've been living with the blues. Mama's got 'em, Papa's got 'em too. I've been living with the blues. Great Sonny Terry, Brownie McGee with I've Been Living with the Blues. Or, alternatively, a similar song called Born with the Blues. Anyway, that's it for this week's 3 Songs Thursday series. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next week. Patrick Cooper signing off. Take care.